Hey everybody, it's Christina Holloway here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about emotional intelligence in the workplace. In fact, that's going to be the topic for the rest of my January videos. And today we're going to talk about how certain approaches and habits can either help you succeed in your career or can dismantle it pretty quickly. Real quick, if you enjoy this content and want to learn more about how to make power moves in your career, make sure to follow my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video from me. All right, so let's get started. First, let's talk about emotional intelligence and why it's so important to the success of your career. Now, I'm sure you hear the term emotional intelligence often, and maybe it sounds like just a catchphrase that yet another incompetent boss throws around to sound smart. And you'd be right. Critical me always needs to be heard. Here's the other side of it, though. In order to start the new year strong, you want to take an inventory of what's been working in your career development and what hasn't really taken shape yet. When you do that, you need to understand where you're playing small with some bigger goals. Emotional intelligence is going to help with that. As Travis Bradberry and Gene Greaves wrote in their book, Emotional Intelligence 2.0, there are 4 parts to emotional intelligence, and focusing on any one of those areas will help you see your goals for the new year in a new and possibly exciting way. The book is great. I'll link it in the description below because it provides a link to an online assessment that helps you get an understanding of your EQ score, and then it takes you into this 4-part framework on how to build and improve your EQ. The framework is simple but extremely effective. It has 4 parts: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. Basically, how are you evaluating your own ability to evolve emotionally, and how are you using that growth to impact the people around you in a positive way? In its simplest form, your emotional intelligence can be defined like this. Do you work with people who irritate you? If so, do you confront them and tell them off? Or do you take a minute to understand what's bothering you, formulate an approach to dealing with those people, and then navigate the situation to the best of your ability, all while maintaining your professionalism so you can accomplish bigger things? That's it. You're either reactive or responsive. And anything that people like me, authors, coaches, or influencers, try to teach you about your EQ comes from that space. Let me help you make better decisions so you don't undermine your best efforts to succeed in whatever you're trying to accomplish. Now, layered under all that is the different ways emotional intelligence can help you be a better leader. How are you motivating your team? How are you empowering your best employees? How are you advocating for those around you who have something to contribute? How are you providing feedback that encourages better results? Essentially, where does your emotional intelligence help you develop stronger relationships with the people around you? And that leads me to the next part here. Success in innovation does not always equal great leadership ability. I've noticed a big correlation lately in people emulating their favorite celebrity CEO in an effort to let some of that success glitter rub off on them. There are plenty of people who will make the connection between being a successful, innovative creator and being a great leader. It's a common assumption, and it also kind of makes sense. Hey, that guy has tremendous success and he was an unapologetic asshole to the people around him. If it works for him, it's good enough for me too, right? Well, that's just not a good conclusion. Here's the thing. You have to be careful who you emulate. I see this a lot in tech because that's where I come from. I've worked in tech for over 25 years, and I still coach people in the tech space. So I'm going to go with some CEOs who are tech giants, but also not the best leaders, and especially not the best people leaders. And here's a tough message for you if you're trying to build your leadership skills and you think emulating someone like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk is good for you. Are you ready? You are not Elon Musk or Steve Jobs or even Bill Gates or Warren Buffett or any other billionaire tech or finance giant with enormous success. That's the difference. These people are innovative geniuses who've changed the world. And that means, in hindsight, that their quirky and many times demanding, overbearing leadership style was tolerated, not accepted, and not admired. And I've included links to all the articles I used to research this topic, especially the entrepreneur article where Bill Gates laments that if he could go back in time, he would strengthen his self-awareness and interpersonal skills to become a more dynamic leader. And honestly, if you've been in business long enough, you get to a point where you wish you could go back and change the way you behaved as a younger person with big goals and more bravado than experience. I know I have. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, where should I get examples of great leaders then, Christina? Well, there are two things you should look for if you notice a public speaker making statements about their success and how they got there. Look for people who actually speak publicly about how their leadership and interpersonal styles have evolved over the course of time. Those people are, one, illustrating emotional intelligence as they speak, and two, teaching you something about how self-awareness makes better leaders. Emotional intelligence comes from knowing you have something of value to contribute to the bigger strategy of a business. And I'm not taking that away from you. That's probably your zone of genius. Good for you. In order to make your vision or your contributions a reality, however, you will need to work effectively with the people around you. That's a reality. In order to do that, you will need to figure out how to connect with those people and still make things happen, especially if someone disagrees with you, challenges you or your idea, or outright contradicts you. Figure out how to deal with those people, because a scorched earth method really isn't an effective long-term strategy for success. And this is the biggest point I'm going to make in this video. You may not be that person who mistakenly attributes toxic leadership styles with success. No. You may be working for that person or even alongside that person who walks around quoting Steve Jobs or Elon Musk and spouting off all day that these are great leaders. If that's the case, then first make good choices. If this is your boss, choose your words wisely. Otherwise, gently point out where the people skills for those leaders fall short. Point out that critical thinking is also a superpower and that you'd rather emulate people who are admired for the way they empower the people around them rather than push innovation at all costs. Sometimes that doesn't turn out so well. On a final note, I've included links to great books and articles below from experts like Seth Godin, Simon Sinek, and Adam Grant, all of whom share great insights into how emotional intelligence can help you grow into a confident leader. All right, so that's it for my video on how emotional intelligence can make or break your career. If you have examples of how you've used emotional intelligence to be successful, especially up against an ill-informed supervisor, feel free to share them in the comments below. I'd love to hear about them. And if you enjoyed watching this video and you found it helpful, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up by hitting that like button and make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you never miss another video from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.